The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
Today on Gun Talk,
Mama was a real smart lady.
It's Mother's Day, so cook up a squirrel mulligan with Mom. We want moms to call in with their stories about hunting, shooting, and gun ownership. Also, tell us about your mom. Plus, we're talking about squirrel hunting and the world champion squirrel cook-off, topped with a heapin' helping of conversation about great ammo you can actually get. Call now, 866-TALK-GUN, with your stories for Mother's Day. Now, here's Tom.
All righty. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you for raising us. Well, actually, you raise us even after we get to be old. I mean, not just when we're kids, okay? And all the wives who have to mother the husbands who are more like kids sometimes than adults. And yeah, we know who we are, which is pretty much all of us. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a bunch of fun today. We're looking for your stories. If you're a mom, certainly give us a call. Love to know about a gun you have, how you got into shooting, any hunting you've done, just anything about guns and shooting. If you want to tell us a story about your mom, by all means, we'd like to have that. And here's the deal. Anybody who calls in, if it's a mom or a story about a mom, you're going to get a $10 gift card to Brownells. Our good friends at Brownells support Mother's Day and mothers. And so anybody who gets on the air who is a mother with a story or just wants to talk, I mean, if you're a mother and want to call in and say, what kind of gun should I get? That's cool. We'll work with that one. If you've got a story about your mom, absolutely we'll do that. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. I know it's a lot of numbers. Do it this way just because it's easier to remember. Just dial the number 1, assuming you're not on a cell, and then just dial Tom Talk Gun. That's me, Tom Talk Gun. That'll get you in here. We got a lot of things going on. We're going to be talking about a squirrel cook-off and a super-duper squirrel hunt, and then we're going to be talking about some really cool ammo. I got a story for you a little bit later on in the show about a guy who fired his first shot with a rifle, never fired a rifle before, and he connected on a steel target at a quarter of a mile. It's a great story. I was there. We watched the whole thing. It was just really a fun deal. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about a few stories about my mom and her guns and her shooting and her hunting. Because as you might imagine, Mary, wife of Grits, she got into it whether she wanted to or not. She was the only daughter of a doctor in South Carolina, spoiled rotten, raised to be a princess, didn't know how to boil water when they got married, and became a terrific cook, traveled the country on a nationwide tour, teaching people to cook, also became a shooter, a hunter, gun person. Her rifle, one of her rifles, was the first centerfire rifle I ever fired. It's a delightful, I still have it, it's a delightful rifle, probably made, let me see, when would that have been? Oof. Late 40s, I guess. Yeah, late 40s. Sometime mid to late 40s anyway. It's a customized Springfield. Back then they would take the military bolt-action rifles and sporterize them. And this one's been sporterized. It has a fiddleback maple stock, really cool looking, different looking, with an ivory, yes, real ivory fore-end tip, beautiful thing. And it's chambered in 257 Roberts. Now, this was, at the time, remember, this is way back, this was a Wildcat. This was not a factory cartridge. But it's a really good 25 caliber cartridge. It was, the 257 Roberts is a necked down 7x57 or 7mm Mauser. Great cartridge, light recoiling with good bullets. It can take anything from coyotes and prairie dogs up to certainly whitetail and mule deer and antelope with no problem. Sheep, absolutely. In the hands of somebody who's really good using really good ammo, yeah, probably elk, but I hesitate to recommend it for elk, okay, for most people. But it is just a great all-around cartridge. I love the 25s anyway. In fact, we're going to be doing a whole episode of Gun Talk Television on what we're calling the mids, the mid calibers, 25s, 26s, 264, 6.5s, 270 and 280 7mm cartridges. And there are a jillion of them. And they're in that sweet spot where many of us would say you don't need anything more than that to hunt almost anything. You can shoot whatever you want with those. So Mom had this 257 Roberts, and the first time I ever shot it, well, I went to the range. Dad took me to the range, but the first time I shot it on critters is we would drive around. This is the old days now, guys. Drive around looking for crows, and we would shoot crows out of trees. Not recommended these days. We got a lot more people out there. You don't know where the bullet's going to go. But we got to remember, this is some 50 years ago. Probably wasn't brilliant back then either, but we did it nonetheless. I'm here to tell you that a 257 Roberts will blow up a crow right now. The big difference is, and I have 2 other 257 Roberts rifles now. I've got a left-handed Remington 700, which I've had for 20 years, and then recently bought a Ruger number 1. The folks over at Lipsy's, you probably heard me talk about Lipsy's. Lipsy's does special runs of number 1s, and in fact, I think they have one this year in 257 Roberts, if you'd like to get one, because they come and they go, and they don't make them continuously, so you got to grab them when they're there. The big difference between the Roberts now and the Roberts in the past is the ammo. The ammo is so good now. The bullets are so good. You stoke it with Nosler Accubons or Barnes. You get some of these double tap ammo that's so good. He just uses really good bullets in them. And in fact, Mike McNett from Double Tap is going to be joining us later on in the show. So just that was one of Mom's guns. We'll talk about some of the other ones. And looking for your stories. If you have a story about your mom, whether she was a shooter or a hunter, or she got you into it, or she kept you from making mistakes. Or if you're a mom, you want to talk about that. And you know what? If you're a mom and you're thinking, I want to get a gun for self-defense, by all means, give us a holler. Let's go to Boyd. He's on line 3 out of Medford, Oregon. Hello, Boyd. You got a mother story?
Yes, I do. My mom's favorite gun is a 22 high standard. I think it has 9 rounds in the clip.
Uh-huh.
And the shooting, actually, I saw it from my mother. Okay, I'm a senior citizen now. This is a long, old memory.
Okay.
I got to see her. Dad was trying to teach her how to shoot, so she says, okay, throw that can up in the air. And she keeps it in the air for 9 rounds.
What?
And then, yeah, I ain't kidding you a baloney bit.
Holy cow.
And then, okay, she says, okay, get another one of those. And reloads. Now she's using the other hand from the hip. 9 rounds in the air. I've never seen anybody get anywhere close to that. Now, I've wasted a few boxes of ammunition trying.
Sound like your mom was Annie Oakley. Holy cow.
She's Native American out of Canada.
Okay, I'll be darned. Well, I'll tell you what, boy, don't go anywhere. If they haven't got it already, we've got to get your information, because we're going to send you a $10 gift certificate to Brownells, one of our favorite places to buy, well, actually almost anything that has to do with guns and reloading and supplies and even ammo these days. They got a lot of ammo. They got into crossbows and archery and other things Brownells has. So you'll love that. I appreciate that. 866-TALK-GUN is our number here, 866-TALK-GUN. Give me a call with your Mother's Day story, either about a mom, or if you're a mom, or if you're a mom that has a question about a gun, give us a holler, 866-TALK-GUN. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
TopGunSupply.com carries a large selection of fine firearms and accessories. Get all the parts you need for your Sig Sauer, HK, and Glock pistols. Grips, screws, recoil springs, sights, barrels, magazines, holsters. The list goes on. Our knowledgeable sales staff, professional service, great prices, and super fast shipping are here to help you. Check us out today. TopGunSupply.com. TopGunSupply.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
Hi, this is Doug Koenig, professional shooter and winner of over 60 national and world championships. If you shoot an AR, you need to be running the new Sharps Reliabolt. This bolt is amazing. The Reliabolt was fired 7,500 consecutive times by an independent test facility, jam-free. If you need the peace of mind and safety of not worrying about a jam, then buy the Sharps Reliabolt. Sharps Reliabolt is available at srcarms.com and tell them Doug sent you.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, we're back with you. Lots of ways for you to get in touch with us here. Obviously, the first, the easiest, is just to give me a call, 866-TALK-GUN. That'll get you in here. Just dial 866-TALK-GUN. You can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. Over on Twitter, I'm at Gun Talk. I have a conversation going over there. In fact, just sent out a tweet on Twitter. A couple of men with carry permits kill a man who is assaulting his wife and them, Fort Smith, Arkansas. The two men and this woman were going into the movie theater, and I guess an estranged husband came up, flashed his gun, started to pull it out, and the two guys who were with his wife both pulled out their guns and shot him and made him assume room temperature. So just outside of a movie theater. And people said, why would you carry to a movie theater? Oh, gee, why? Can I possibly imagine? Well, there's one mom that didn't get killed because good guys had guns. How about that? Line 2, Paul is in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Paul, what's this rifle?
Hey, good on you. Oh, by the way, I've had the anti-gun bigots in the office place say, well, why do you need to carry in a movie theater? But here's the question I have. I've bought 3 rifles which were converted Mauser actions, 2 Spanish FR8s and 1 the German Mauser. And each time they said, this is okay for NATO 7.62 or 308. Now I'm reading folks who say, don't put commercial 308s and things which are chambered for NATO 7.62 because the pressure is very different. You can blow up your gun. How do you know if the 308 round you're buying is good for a 7.62 chambered gun? Or have these guns actually blown up? Does anybody know? And now I'll listen to you.
It is, this falls under the category of blah, 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 blah. Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, 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 wah. Ignore it. Just ignore it. The 308, 7.62 is nonsense. Interchange them, shoot them, don't sweat it. Have fun, use your rifles. Ignore it.
I can ignore it.
How's that?
Good. That was quick.
Well, there are just some things you're thinking, oh, come on, people. it's safe either way. If it's safe for one, it's safe for the other. The difference, whatever difference there is small. Don't worry about it. Just shoot them. Be happy. This falls under the category of don't worry, be happy. You got nice rifles. Appreciate it, Paul. Thank you, sir. I'll talk to Karen on one. She's in La Grande, Oregon. Hey, Karen.
How are you today?
I am having so much fun. We started off Mother's Day with, I had a couple of presents for my wife, and I had beignets for her. That's a New Orleans kind of pastry. It doesn't matter what you put under. It's like got 1.5 pounds of confectioner's sugar on it, so it really doesn't matter what's under there anyway.
Yeah, you have a little something for your hips, girls, right?
There you go.
When I wanted to tell a story about my mom. When I was going to start school, my mom was a school teacher, and we lived in a very rural, 60 miles from the nearest city, up in the San Gabriel Mountains at an elevation of 8,000 feet. And she was the teacher for a one-room school that had all 8 grades. And at the most, I think we had 12 kids in all those 8 grades. And on Fridays, we would go shooting. And she would take us out with 22s, and everybody learned how to shoot. And all, of course, the safety that went along with it. But any time that we were able to get out, of course, sometimes the snow was too deep. But whenever we could, we went shooting on Friday afternoons. And when we wrote her obituary, my brother said that he was a little older than I was, and he said, "Mom taught the 3 R's: reading, writing, and rifles." She was a grand lady, and really felt strongly about our Second Amendment rights. In fact, she carried the Pledge of Allegiance in her purse, and we always said the Pledge of Allegiance and all of the things that kids aren't allowed to do these days. But she's been gone for about 8 years now. So.
Wow. Well, let me ask you: did you end up doing any shooting as an adult?
Yes, I did, actually, and I wasn't able to for quite a long time. I was too busy with kids, and my husband and my son would go off shooting with their M1 Garands, and then I was busy with 4-H and our daughter and horses and all that stuff. But my husband had a big open heart surgery here about 7 years ago, and I didn't want him at the range by himself. So he was shooting black powder, and so I started shooting black powder and love it. It's just really fun. And so and we took up the hawk and knife component of that also, and just enjoy being able to do that and compete. So
that is wonderful.
Yeah,
Karen, thank you so much. Now, did we already get your address?
Yes.
Okay,
sure
good deal. We'll shoot you a gift certificate to Brownells and get you a $10 gift card and use that.
Great.
Of course, all that is that's like the price of admission. Once you get into the Brownells website, then you're going to buy a whole bunch more because that's the whole deal.
They've got we've got the catalog, of course, and it's just like shopping for candy.
It is. It's the best. I love the Brownells catalog. Jeez.
It sure is.
Thank you so much for your call. Great story. I love that. That is just wonderful. Thanks, Karen. Blake is in Tehachapi, California on 4. Hey, Blake.
How are you?
I'm good. How can we help you?
My mother is going to be concealed carried pretty soon, and I'm just looking for advice from you, and maybe you could solicit other callers, other female callers to call in, and just say what kind of methods. I think inside of the waistband is out of the question. Don't really like the purse method because you don't always have it with you, and somebody could get it, or you might not have it when you need it. So I'm just wondering what other females, petite females,
right?
What their methods of carry are.
Let me ask you: does she wear pants pretty much most of the time, or is she wearing skirts?
Most of the time, pants. Yes.
All right, I have 2 thoughts I'm going to throw out, and then we'll wait for, some others will have some ideas. One thought is an ankle carry, which I know some women who do ankle carry and like it a lot, because you can wear that with pretty much any kind of pants. And, you can put a small pistol in there, an LCP, a little 32, 38, 380 rather in there, something like that. The other one, and this one I don't think gets nearly as much love as it should, and that's a belly band, just an elastic band that goes around the belly underneath the shirt or the blouse. And, I mean, it's just elastic, and it's got Velcro, and it's got little loops or, elastic straps, and you could slide a little pistol in there, and you can either pull up a blouse, or you can unbutton one button and slip your hand inside the blouse or shirt for guys or gals and pull it out. I've got a good friend who uses a belly band. He carries one of the mid-sized Glocks all the time there. You'd never know it. So the reason I know that is that we have been talking about that with a lady that we work with, and she was saying, how am I going to carry? She dresses stylishly. And I said, let's look at the belly band. She said, I could do that. I could pull that one off. So, just a thought.
Oh, that's a great one. I hadn't even thought about that.
Okay, well, good deal. I appreciate it, Blake, and thank you for your call, sir. All right, line 3, Mark is in Clarkston, Washington. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hello, Tom. My name is Mark Edgar. I got a little story that I'd like to tell you.
Tell me about your mom's story.
Well, when I was younger, I got a little bit of trouble, and my mom took my license away for punishment.
Ah.
So I had to go to the Fish and Game Department and apply for a duplicate license so I could keep chucker hunting and that, because hunting to me was about what I lived for, and I had enough nerve to tell her about 25 years later. I told her what I'd done, and she said, darn you, I thought I had you on that one.
She took your license away, so you just went to Fish and Game and got a replacement license.
Yeah, I told them I lost it, and in a way I did kind of lose it. I wasn't completely lying, but I did lose it.
Great story. I love that, Mark. Listen, we'll shoot you a Brownells gift card. We'll take care of that. I love that mother story. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that one. Yeah, if you've got a story about your mom you'd like to share with us on Mother's Day, I love that one. That's great. I never had that happen. Had a few other things happen with my mom. As you might imagine, got to shoot some of her guns. Still have 2 of her guns. I've got the Winchester Model 12 and 20 gauge. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along. But if you've got a story about a mom, or if you are a mom and you'd like to join us, got a question, a comment, you want to weigh in on something, hey, it's open lines. You can contact us. It's just 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486, or you can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. Call your friends, tell them to turn on the radio. We're talking guns.
Have you taken your family, friends, and kids shooting lately? You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, and we'll be right back. Want to be a guest on the show? Drop us a line at info@guntalk.com. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
866-TALK-GUNS. We'll get you in here. 866-TALK-GUN. Actually, singular is more better, as we say down here. Over on Twitter, I'm at Gun Talk. We can have a conversation there. Shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. Don't forget, we're giving away one of the cooler revolvers you'll ever see. It's a .44 Magnum from Smith & Wesson, set up for handgun hunting. A long barrel, Picatinny rail top and bottom, so you can mount optic on top, light on bottom. Great for hog hunting at night, that kind of a thing. To win, well, you have to be selected. But to be selected, you have to enter. So as they say, you can't win if you don't enter. It's a giveaway. All you have to do is go to guntalk.com/win and enter. Free to enter. And, with any luck, your name gets pulled and you get the revolver. We're also giving away a range package every week. It's a range bag, it's some earmuffs and some other stuff, some goodies that the Smith & Wesson folks have tossed in. So pretty cool. But don't forget to enter for a chance to win. This is a gorgeous, we got a picture of it, by the way. If you go to the website, guntalk.com/win, there's a picture of this revolver. Hoo-wee. Man, it's nice. All right, 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Let's see here. Let's go to line 2. Shelly's with us out of Arkansas. Hello, Shelly.
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
Good. I just wanted to say that I love Gun Talk. I listen to it all the time, when you're on anyway, and give me information about the full auto shoot that I surprised my husband with last year, and we had a great time there. And I just wanted to say that I love guns. My husband, he has everything imaginable, and my dad was ex-military. I grew up around guns. He had an old 45-70 with a bayonet that he'd bought at an estate auction that was really interesting, and among other things. And in the 7th grade, I took a hunter safety course in Arizona, gun safety course, where they still took you out to the field and actually showed you how to cross the fence with a rifle. So it was all pretty interesting. So I just wanted to say I'm a mom, great. And I carry a 380 as a
Do you really?
Carry
Now,
hold. Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you carry all the time?
I carry all the time.
How do you carry? Because people are always asking. Yeah.
Well,
How do you carry?
I carry in my pocket. I have a, I think it's an Uncle Tom's. It sets in your pocket and grips your pocket.
Mike's.
Uncle Mike's.
Right.
And it stays in your pocket as you pull your gun out. And a 380 is small enough to conceal very well. It would conceal pretty much in your back pocket, actually, if you had a shirt that went down over it. But I feel like a woman needs the pistol on her body and not in a purse. It needs to be something you can access if you're attacked or took to the ground. You know, you need to still be able to access your pistol. And you can shoot from your pocket if need be. My husband showed me that you can do that. You can lean the pistol forward even with your hand in it, even if you don't pull it, and shoot through your pants, believe it or not. So anyway.
Yeah, you can. It's not advisable, but it's better than getting hauled off or raped or murdered. So you do what you got to do.
Yes.
Well, that is great. Well,
daughter. Yeah.
Oh no, how old's your daughter?
She's 26.
Okay. Does she into guns also?
Yes, she lives in Florida now, but she grew up around them, hunting with her dad and everything. She has a shotgun in the bedroom. She doesn't have a concealed carry right now, but she is protected.
Right. Well, good deal. Oh, yeah, and I just was reminded, since you're carrying that pistol in your pocket, and in Arkansas, I know that it gets hot and sweaty, and of course, you need to take that gun out of the little Uncle Mike's holster at least once a month. Take it apart and clean it. Otherwise, things get grungy and dusty and even rusty. So take care of that gun, okay?
Yes. My husband does that for me.
Ooh, yes, what a nice husband.
We do that. Yes, we do take care of it.
That is great. Well, that's wonderful, Shelley. Thank you so much. And we're going to get you that $10 gift card to Brownells. And thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Well, thank you. Don't you just love that? And boy, I agree. You need to carry that gun on your body. Here's the problem with the purse. There are a lot of problems with the purse. People tend to put their purses down and walk away from them. People put their purses down, and now you're not next to your gun. Your gun is over there, wherever there is. People put their purses down and leave the room. Now your gun's in another room. And if you get assaulted or mugged, what do you think the bad guy's going to go after first? He's going to grab your purse. He's going to try to rip it off your shoulder. You don't want anything in that purse that you have to get to. If somebody grabs your purse and wants to take it, let him. Let him take your purse and run away. Everything in your purse can be replaced. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. Good point. If you're stolen purse, I know. But let him have your purse. I don't care. Let him have your purse. People have gotten killed fighting over a stupid purse. I don't care if he knows where you are, if he's got your keys, if you got your ID. I don't care. Change the key, change the locks at your house. Do what you got to do, but don't get killed over whatever's inside of a purse. It's not worth it. Also, that's why you want to have your gun on your body. In a front pocket, in a back pocket, in an ankle holster, in a belly band. I don't care how you dress, there's a way. I mean, unless you're wearing, a guy wearing Speedos or a woman wearing a bikini swimsuit, I know. You probably can carry. And even then, I had a cop tell me he had to make he was a narc, he had to make a buy in Speedos on the beach. So he went and got what the heck was it? 7-Eleven Big Gulp, that great big cup of soda, filled it with water, dropped a North American Arms mini revolver down in the cup, walked along the beach in his Speedos, obviously not carrying anything other than a Big Gulp, reaches down in his Big Gulp and makes the arrest right there. So there are ways to skin that cat no matter what you're doing. So just think about it, work out the problem. Guns and purses, there are times when that could work for you. Just understand the drawbacks. Better, I think we all could agree, better if it's on you. All right, your stories. Your mom, was she a hunter? A shooter? Is she? Did you ever go shooting with her? Give us your mom stories. And if you're a mom, I would love to hear these stories. These are great. I love this stuff. 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
You're headed somewhere your gun can't go. Leave it in the truck? Unsecured? Nope. Get a vehicle vault. Fits most trucks and SUVs. Installs in 10 minutes. Plate steel. Fast access. Visit CONSOLE vault.com.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with 1 shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the VADA Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. Shopguntalk.com.
When your front door gets kicked in, the gun in the bedroom may be too far away. A wall safe from Console Vault keeps your gun secure and out of sight, but ready. Visit CONSOLE vault.com.
Thanks for being one of the 100 million gun owners in America who support Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Even if you don't want to be on the air, you can still email Tom with your questions or concerns at tom@guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, I mentioned earlier the shooting just outside of a theater in Portsmouth, Arkansas, where 2 guys had carry permits. The story we're getting, at least, a man who's estranged husband of the woman that was with these 2 guys, flashes a gun, pulls a gun, something happens, but the 2 guys with carry permits shoot him and kill him. I don't know this to be true yet. I haven't verified it, but just getting information that the theater they were going to has no gun signs there. It's gun-free zone. Isn't it fortunate that they chose, if that's the case, that they chose to ignore the idiotic, immoral, gun-free signs? May have kept them alive. Now, you'll never hear me say that you should ignore those signs. You'll also hear me say, don't do anything stupid. You figure it out. Ron is on line 1 out of Katy, Texas. Hello, Ron. How are you? Okay, Ron went away. All right, let's go to Bill on 4. Bill's in Houston, Texas also. Hey, how you doing, Bill?
Hey, Tom. Glad to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to your wife and all the ladies.
You bet.
Wanted to share a story with you. I would have my wife do it, but she's gets mic fright and doesn't like to talk on the radio, so I just had to call in and share.
Okay.
She carries now, and she has exhibited an attribute that I think all the ladies that listen to you and all the other ladies in the world would gain from her, and that is that she decided years ago when we first got married that she wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. And so she took up listening to football, which she didn't care anything about. She's more of an expert about it than I am now. Same thing with guns. And she knew how much I enjoyed guns and shooting. And I'm a CHL instructor. So she decided she wanted to learn to shoot. So I took her, I've made a little range out on a piece of property we have. And so she started shooting and learning. And so she just loved it. And so she has now become more of an addict at it, I think, maybe than I have. And I attribute that to the fact that she wanted to make our marriage work. Now, obviously, that wasn't necessary to her to do that. Right. But I got to tell you, it sure did make it a whole lot smoother. But
how does she carry?
Okay, that was one thing I wanted to tell you. She carries in her purse, because she's very small. She's only about 5'2" and weighs about 105 pounds. So she can't, and she likes to dress, nicely. So she has a hard time trying to carry a holster, which comes back around to the gun that she carries. Her American Rifleman came in, which she has commandeered now, had a picture of the new Springfield XDS 45 on it. She says, "That's my gun." I said, "All right, sweetie, whatever you say." So
sure.
I searched around for about 3 months before I could finally put my hands on one, and I got her one, and she just loves it. But now, obviously, she can't carry that very well concealed. She carries it in her purse, but the other thing that she does that offsets that inconvenience, if you will, is she carries a container of pepper spray in her hand with her finger on the trigger everywhere she goes. So, and I have made up targets, silhouette targets out of craft paper so that it will show up the residue of the pepper spray. And we go into the yard, and she puts on a little dust mask and some neoprene gloves and her eye protection, and she proceeds to practice shooting with the pepper spray.
Now, that they have dummy pepper spray cans that you can use that have basically marker in them without real pepper in them. So you use those for practice.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that, but I just wanted her to be able to use the real thing so she'll know exactly how it's going to respond.
Right. Okay.
And so now for the ladies that are in my concealed handgun classes, I take them out in the yard and let them practice too. And I encourage them to buy the pepper spray.
Let me ask you, has your wife considered, or have you guys ever tried the belly band?
I got one for her, and when Crossbreed first came out, I've been using a Crossbreed Super Tuck, I guess almost for, 4 or 5 years now, I guess, and just love it. But she just was not comfortable with it. She could not get it comfortable, and some of the tight blouses and things that she wears, that 45, it wasn't easy for her to carry it concealed.
Okay, one thought on that. I learned something when working with the Crossbreed people on that, is that I probably would have worn it incorrectly. But they said most people try to wear the belly band up around your belly. It actually should be like an inside the waistband holster, just in a belly band. So just a thought for a way to carry. But I love the story. I love the fact that your wife has gotten involved in shooting with you, and the fact that you're doing concealed carry and telling the women. Basically, you're learning from your wife and taking that experience and passing it along to your students in your class. That is fabulous. And look, we're going to send you the Brownells $10 gift card. Anybody who calls in with a story about mother shooting, or if you're a mother, you want to talk about guns, by all means, give us a holler, 866-TALK-GUN. That'll get you in here. We've got a story coming up about a mom saving some children from wild hogs. Wait till you hear this one. I'm telling you, you don't want to get between a mom and children. I don't care who it is or what it is or how many legs it has. And here's the problem. If you're a mother, how are you going to protect those children if you don't have a gun? What are you going to do, call 911 when the hogs are trying to get them? I don't think so. We'll have that story coming right up.
You don't have to agree with Tom to participate in the show. Call now with any of your concerns about guns, gun rights, or particular firearms, or suggestions for your shooting activity or personal protection. 1-866-825-5486. Gun Talk is coming right back.
All right, we just got to hear this story. On line 2, Jennifer's called us out of Marshall, Texas. Jennifer, you got my curiosity going on this one. What happened here?
Well, we were 4 children. We were down in a pin oak flat raking up acorns for our hogs, our 2 hogs that we were raising for meat.
Okay.
And we had, my brother heard the wild hog snort and come. One hog snorted. We knew he recognized us as a sow call to the other hogs.
Okay.
And so they called them javelinas. We called them just wild hogs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gave a signal. We were raised in a military fashion to defend ourselves. This is during like I said, the Korean War, and he gave a signal, and he and our friend put their hands out, locked their fingers, and put my feet in their hands, and they threw me up into a pin oak tree because I was only 5 years old, and the rest chose a tree. The rest chose their tree and climbed it. Well, I was in a small pin oak about 5 inches diameter, and I climbed up as high as I could, and Vernon told me to wrap my arms and my legs around the tree, and I did. And about that time, the sow charged with, they came in from all sides, and there was about 12 of them. And they came in and they charged into that pin oak flat at us. And the sow looked, and she looked around, they milled around. She saw, I guess, spotted me, the small one, and I was in the smallest tree. And so she would go back and she would charge the tree and hit it with her head, and charge the tree and hit it with her head. And every time she did that, it jarred me so. I had my hands and feet locked, but still, I was scared to death. And so Vernon told us my dad would not allow us to go into the woods unless we had 3 things: a Barlow knife sharpened, a whistle, a police whistle around our throat, and our matches in the shotgun shells. Because if we were in the virgin forest of Sabine County, and so it was everything looks the same, and it's dark. By 3 o'clock, you would have to use a flashlight in a lot of those pine forests.
Right. Well, let me ask you: nobody had a gun with you then?
No, we were all young children.
Right.
And we didn't get our rifles until we were up older, and so my brother said, okay, my dad had learned when he was artillery, Sam Houston, Texas, and he had taught us a Comanche. That's the dire call of the Comanche. He had met an older Comanche down there when he was serving at Sam Houston.
So when he said that, you all knew what to do.
Yes, and so Vernon gave our signals. We had signals of everything. It was that's the way my father taught us. Stop.
Hey, Jennifer, look, I've got to run. I appreciate it. I just want to. The point I want to make here is that you guys got saved because of preparation. And I talk all the time about you have to have an emergency signal or a key word that your family has that when you say this word, everybody knows to go. Whether it's get out of a restaurant, get out of a mall, follow me, whatever it is. You got to have that word, and everybody trains and practices it. The other thing, and look, this was a long time ago. Now we got way, way more wild hogs running around than we ever had before. I mean, by a factor of 100 or 1,000x. They are dangerous. They are out in the woods. What are you going to do if you get charged by one? What are you going to do? Forget your cell phone. They don't care. Nobody's going to get there in the next 10 seconds. You got to take care of the problem. Whether it's a 2-legged predator or a 4-legged attacker, it's up to you to deal with it. And for the most part, that means having a gun and knowing how to use it, having a good gun and knowing how to use it. 866-TALK-GUNS. We'll be right back.
No black helicopters here, just the facts about gun rights and gun ownership. This is Gun Talk.